The dollar has broken 13-month high level here, and this candle this month, as the November month closes, it has taken a little bit of retracement while during the last week of November. Remember what media was saying that just a couple of months ago that the dollar was dying, it was dead, and since then we have been bullish based on our analysis, and since then the dollar has actually broken several records. Look at this move, huge move from here, right? And I've been talking about this in my analysis and Twitter and LinkedIn post about it continuously. I posted this analysis here on DXY 2 months ago because I saw a very good opportunity in dollar and respective currency pairs such as USDCHF, USDJPY, GBP, USD, Euro USD. I personally have been taking trades on USD CHF, USD JPY, and GBP USD, which I've been posting about on Twitter. So I'll show you all of that. On the weekly time frame, since the interest rates were cut, it has just been going slightly downwards, but it still has been finding support here. Why is that? Because we have 200 SMA, 200 moving average, plus this is this kind of support area, and we still have this area around here. So the market is still sitting at the support level, and if you find a good confirmation here, it can still bounce up. And if it does that, what you can expect now, this is one of the possible scenarios, this is not a prediction, one of the scenarios. If the market continues to go up like this, as you can see that this has formed an M pattern here, okay, which I posted about a few weeks ago on social media. Now because of the M pattern, it actually bounced up. Now it is coming back down to possibly test this low or go slightly lower than this, and then it can bounce up again. And if it finds enough strength, then it can continue to rise up to form a W pattern. So beware of this scenario that the market is still at a support, and it can still fall down a little bit lower to create a fake breakout or something like bear trap or something like this. Right. So what we will do is we'll start from higher time frame analysis, right? So we will go to the monthly time frame because we have just completed 1 month, and that is why I'm giving out this analysis. Now, this is not premium analysis. If you are interested in getting a premium analysis board where we use our proprietary techniques to find in levels and other stuff, then you can contact us on Telegram or find a link in the description of this video. There is a very good pattern. Okay, when this thing happens, the market consolidates and then picks up another movement. This is the similar sort of um, uh, pattern which is developing on oil at the moment. I'm not saying that oil is going to go up or down because I have not actually looked into that this week, but it's similar sort of patterns, right? And patterns tend to repeat. So here in the weekly time frame, what we can see is that we had 200 moving average with an M pattern here and a support line. It's simple, right? You are looking at a bullish movement. And what happened, it actually on the weekly time frame, it has closed above. So if I zoom in, it has been able to close above the previous one. This candle closed above. Now in the last week of November, it started to come back down, and the reason behind this is very, very simple, because the market moves in waves and we have a little bit of correction coming. So we have this W pattern forming. After M, there is a W, and W takes its own up and down and all of that. Plus this has been having a huge movement to the upside, so there will be some profit taking. Other reason is that the market could be coming down for a retest of this structure, right? This trend line. And if the market performs a good retest and if we get a good bounce here, then we can expect market to continue to the upside. Now my long term targets are not just here 110 around that area. My long term targets are even higher, but that depends on how the market unfolds. And my long term targets are something like this. You see, the market is currently is doing some, there was a W pattern here, and because of that market fell down, and there is a smaller W pattern which is unfolding. But you see, this is the same structure which is developing here as well. Let me show you this. From here to here, if the market continues to go above this, then it can form even a bigger W pattern, which means that dollar can go to 145, 146, 148, around those area, right? So that is something which we can look at in coming months or weeks, or months or years. But right now what it is trying to do is basically it is trying to retest the previous structures here and the trend line, which means that, and I was expecting that personally, and that is why if you have been following me on Twitter, I took partials profit on USDJPY, and I booked partial profits on USDCHF, and I closed my GBPUSD position a little while ago because I was expecting that market was going to reverse from here, which means that my positions could be in danger. So let me show you those. So this is my Twitter. Here I posted about this on the September 29, and I said watch DXY closely, and this is where the bounce started. And since then, GBP USD has been started to fall, right? I posted about this in the previous and YouTube analysis. You can check it out. And I've been taking the short. I've been holding that short position for a long period of time, and this is how it has played out. Okay, this is where give majority of the profits. I move the stop loss. 200 SMA can be the target. Ability to hold, right? So this is where I took nearly full profit target here on on GBP USD. Similarly here, if I show you USDJPY, what has happened? USDJPY in the same uh, thread here, which had USDCHF and USDJPY. On USDCHF, I was long here from the bottom. On USDJPY, also I was long, which have been the best, one of the best, some of the best trades, in recent times. Um, Only because people were thinking in one way, and our analysis was clearly telling us that DXY was going to be bullish. So this is USDJPY, took a long from 140.560, and it just kept on rising up. And last week what I did, I closed majority of it here. um, I closed majority of it is stalling a bit now. I've collected majority of the partial from it, clever trade management, and since then it started to fall down because we knew that at some point in time that DXY is going to take a little bit of fall, right? So that is why we should look ahead, and our FCP analysis is able to give us that kind of opportunity, that kind of ability to look ahead. So what can happen now? Let's look at Euro USD, for a change, for a minute. So on Euro USD, what is happening is that we have been looking for a short from this level, and the market has been just falling down. Why is this happening? Because I've been talking about this parity level 1.0, right? Where euro and dollar become 1.0. Now this actually happened in 2022 around here. Okay, but before that, media have been talking about this happening several times before, right? Where the market was here. Let me show you this. When the market was here, there was a lot of buzz about the Euro USD was going to go to one or not. It came very close, but it did not happen. It happened on 2022. Now after that, market continued to go up, and then it continued to it continued to go into consolidation. Now, if you remember my analysis on Euro USD, if you have been following me for a few years, this is what I did, right? From here we have been bullish, and since then the market has been hitting our targets. So what the market has done now, it actually has closed below this level of 1.06257. So this is the macro analysis that I did a few years ago, and you can probably find it on YouTube or in my Telegram group, or even on Twitter, I guess. Otherwise, I'll try to post a link below this. So now what it is trying to do is it's trying to go back up to retest that. Okay, it is trying to go back up to retest this level of 1.06257, and if it does that and if it rejects, then we can see that the market may continue to go downwards, and if that happens, it may come back to parity level once again. See, the reason behind this is because the parity level 1.0 is such an important level that market may try to revisit one more time or go even lower than that, and if it does that, it can continue to go even lower. Now, if dollar goes up, Euro USD is going to fall to very low levels. But so far, let's see how it actually plays out around this 1.06257. So it's just going to be very interesting how the last month of this year is going to be for DXY. USDJPY, if you look at USDJPY, the market has started to take a little bit of correction. Why is that happening? Because we are at a structure level, and we completed and a smaller time frame W pattern here. Let me show you that. there was a W pattern, and that is why I was able to ride from here all the way to this and took the majority of the profit here. Majority of the profit was taken there. USDCHF had the same story, right? There was a lot of struggle here. I had like two or three stop losses, but then it took off, and then I was able to collect some profit here. One of the part position is still running. Why is this? Because we have this W pattern, which means that market can still fall down, and if it continues to fall down, I may take the full profit target. Otherwise, I'm still holding in anticipation that market will continue to rise up to the previous high or something like that. Okay, so hopefully this gives you an idea what dollar is trying to do. Uh, and if you want premium analysis, if you want by in-depth analysis further more than that, where we can have predefined levels or fine-tuned levels, then you can contact me on that. Let's look at dollar on the Watt and Visage system as well, right? By the way, if you're not aware what Watt and Visage is, Watt and Visage is our proprietary indicator, which helps us in doing the macro or micro analysis, and it also helps us in generating entry and exit signals on our markets. So if I look at the monthly time frame, what you can clearly see that this is bullish here because we have blue color here and the trend, and we may have a blue color at the in the cloud as well very soon. We already have a buy signal here. That this arrow, this blue arrow, is basically a buy signal here, and this and the candle has closed. Now the target is approximately 111, and we also have the previous target approximately 111 or so, 11 110.9. So which means that the market may consolidate or it can have a little bit of correction, but ultimately so far the conditions are bullish. So ultimately in the coming weeks or coming months, these targets can be reached. If I look at the weekly time frame, on weekly time frame it is going sideways because we have very frequent color change from red to blue, blue to red, but overall the conditions are still bullish because we have blue, blue at the bottom, and it is taking a little bit of correction. As I said before, it is coming back down to retest something. Now I'm not expecting that market will come down to all the way down to 104.5, but you never know, in the market anything can happen. But if the market continues to find in a momentum, that remains as a target on daily time frame. But for now, this is what we are looking at. If I look at the euro USD, on euro USD, this is the same story as an inverse of dollar, but there is slightly difference, right? We have this red here at the bottom and the cloud, and then we have red here, and we have now open targets approximately at 1.0, and this is also pointing slightly lower than 1.0, which is going to be 0.99. So again, similar story, it has gone back up to the retest, right? If it performs a retest and if it starts to reject, then it can target those stuff. And where it can go on the daily time frame, it has given us bullish signals here on the trend, and we have a bullish entry signal, which means that if the market breaks through this previous high here, approximately approximately here 1.6093, then we can expect market to continue to rise up to 1.077319, because that's the white dot is the target. That is the target that we can look at euro USD. But it remains to be seen how it actually breaks through this resistance or not, because we are sitting at a resistance at the moment. If I look at the GBP USD, GBP USD is much more bullish because it has already broken through the resistance here. It has closed above, and colors are blue here at the moment, and the market is going up, which means that it can continue to rise up to 1.283 approximately. That's the target on daily time frame. Okay, these are the higher time frame targets. Just remember, if you're a scalper, you can still make use of Vata and Visage algo, but what I'm trying to give you here is slightly higher time frame, because this analysis is about higher time frame analysis. Okay, and if I show you um, USDJPY, because that is the one that I'm very interested in. USDJPY, if I look at the monthly time frame, on the monthly time frame, it has come back, it has come down to retest something, right? The previous bearish momentum, that bearish momentum is still valid. This entire thing was still valid. This month was bullish, right? This month was bullish, but now it has started to come back down to resume the previous bullish momentum. However, there is one important thing around here. It has not been able to close below this moving average here, which means that it may go sideways. It can have sideways momentum here. This is what is happening here. It nearly reached the target. This was the bullish target given. It nearly reached the target. target. And that was also one of the reasons, like, I was holding on to this all the way to this level here, which I showed you early on the Twitter post. If I show you the daily time frame already had a bearish signal. This was red, this was red, and the market started to fall. There was a resistance here, and it has been able to reach the target. Now it may try to consolidate here, as I said before. Let's see how it actually unfolds around there. So far, not much going on USDJPY. It can still continue to rise up. It depends on how DXY reacts around its own trend line. Remember what I showed you earlier on. So this is what we have on dollar index, GBPUSD, Euro USD, USDJPY. Hope you enjoyed this analysis. And if you found this useful in in any manner, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with other traders and trading communities. Have a great trading week, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Find and follow us on these social media channels.